Hey guys, this is Al. It's Sunday the 22nd of May, a cool day today. I am dubbing this section of the video because the audio was really bad and it was almost impossible to hear. I've got the car up in the air, the new Azure. I'm about to change the oil. I'm also going to inspect the underside and see what I see underneath it, and then I'll report back. The oil that I'm going with is just basically straight conventional 20W50 oil. I'm using it because 20W50 is correct for that period, and I know that these engines like it. In Texas right now in May, you're going to have 30-degree days every single day, so I'm not really too worried about it being too cold and too thick while the engine's cold. So let's get going.
You got a jack and stands?
Yeah, and it should be in the toolbox.
Okay.
Alright guys, so I got the oil changed. The sump nut was on real tight. So I have to apologize, I wasn't making that much noise earlier on because I had someone working in the back. They were working on one of my other cars. So I didn't really want to disturb them or kind of raise attention to myself, because believe it or not, I like being discreet even though I have a YouTube channel. But in any case, some gorilla put the sump knot on, so it took a fair amount of force to get it off, but I was able to get it off eventually. I drained about 8 quarts and put back in about 10, so it was a little bit low in oil. There is some oil seepage. I can see it's a little bit oily underneath the engine bay. I think most of it is actually power steering fluid. It looks like maybe the steering rack's leaking. But the rest of the car is in pretty nice shape underneath. You know, the mileage on this car I really believe is genuine. I just think it's been neglected over the last God knows how long. But let me show you something else. So I took the engine cover off and I found more blue masking tape. So it looks like somebody jumped the AC compressor as well. So the AC compressor is running constantly regardless of whether the fan is running or not. And I need to obviously get that figured out. But apart from that, the engine is actually pretty tidy. Everything else is relatively tidy. So whoever's been in there to dick around with the HVAC system didn't really dick around with anything else. The strut towers, the shock towers, whatever, obviously need redoing. And there was only a couple of these bolts that were covering the engine cover, so whoever was in there before lost a lot of the engine bolts. But that's no problem because I have that Azure parts card. That's now going to be a parts car. I was thinking about selling it as a whole car and just letting somebody else deal with it, but you know, given that I have exactly the same car and exactly the same color that needs stuff, kind of makes sense to keep it. What is it doing? So it's going to donate all those nuts. It's also donated, you can see my shampooer, and well, actually this is Vaughn's shampooer, but I'm using it because he left it here at my shop, and my wet and dry vac. But I dug this out of the Azure parts car. It was obviously filthy and it was covered in glass, so I managed to cut my fingers because the windshield smashed, and so was the passenger side window. But this is missing from my car, so I was able to reuse this. I don't know how much it would cost to fix that. There's a couple of things that I noticed on that car that are actually in pretty good shape that aren't in good shape in my car, like for example the steering wheel. Steering wheel on that car is perfect, and it's actually a different steering wheel. It's a full leather steering wheel rather than the leather and wood steering wheel that's on this car. This one's been beaten by the sun. The roll top, the front part, the back part's got a little bit of fire damage, but the front part is actually in pretty good shape. So that's going to be swapped over, exactly the same color, very nice shape. So I'm just going to reuse that one. The mirrors are in good shape. These ones, the clear coat's peeling. It looks like somebody painted one side and just masked it. It seems like they masked it while it was on the car, to be honest with you. And I may even swap over the trunk lid, because the trunk lid's also in nice shape. It's the same color and it hasn't been painted. So so that car is going to be handy. And it may, you know, I don't know where the climate control unit is. If it's in the engine bay, then it's roasted. But if it's behind the dash in the center console, then I can probably use that as well. So that's the plan. I'm going to use that car. I also want to get rid of this one. So I'm thinking about throwing it back on either Copart or trying to sell it, you know, privately. So I'm not sure what to do with it. You can see that there's not a straight panel on this freaking car anywhere, right? So it's pretty much in pretty bad shape physically, but what are the odds on a rat jumping up and scaring the crap out of me? Okay, take a look at this engine bay. This is like brand spanking new. Look at that. Look inside it. Let me see if I can get the light. Give me a second. This car's got 10,500 miles on it, and there's no way that that's not true when you think about how clean the inside of this engine is. It's like a brand new freaking car. So I'm thinking I should really sell this thing, and I hope it'll find somebody, find a good home. The interior is in beautiful shape as well. It's like a brand new freaking car. Look at that wood. It's like brand new. So even smells like, you can't smell this on video, but when you open this up, it smells freaking amazing. So this is like a brand new car. It's only got 10,500 miles on it, and I had designs on fixing it one day, and I know this guy who was about the only guy I trust who can fix a body like this, but he's in his 70s and he really doesn't want to do it, and I really don't blame him. And now, with this Continental, which is near enough perfect, and the black Continental and the Azure as well, I really don't need it. This Continental, the inside of it is perfect. It's like a brand new car. So I may part it if I can't sell it at the auction, if I can't get what I can get out of it. But I need to get a certain amount to break even. But if I can't get that, then I'll probably dismantle it myself. But man, I really think that this car, if somebody has like a flood damaged car, or they have a worn out Continental R that needs brand new interior and a brand new engine and transmission and rear end, this is a freaking car to have. 10,500 miles, and it's 100% 10,500 genuine miles on this car. So if you know anyone, reach out to me, and maybe we can talk about it. All right, so I'll make a decision the next month or so, see what I can do about this car, see if it's worth keeping or selling or dismantling. All right, so that's pretty much it. So changed the oil. Really not much of anything else. I really didn't get into the diagnostics. I was messing around with the other car. We kind of had a little bit of a mishap working on one of my other project cars. I'm just trying to undo that damage. And then also I had my CDI back on the lift. We put the fog lights on. I don't know whether you guys knew about this, but I was about a year ago, around August of last year, I was driving down 121 heading up towards the shop, and a truck, mail carrier, well not mail, but parcel carrier truck, lost its belt and it smashed into my bumper, took out the bumper, took out the grille, took out the fog lights, and I sat there and wrangled with the insurance company for almost 8 months, trying to get them to pay for it. They were not willing to do any kind of deal, but eventually we settled. And so the last couple of weeks I've been got this bumper, painted it over here, and then just basically put the car back together again, and now it looks presentable. So I really haven't been driving it that much since, but I'm glad to have it back, because it'll do 36 miles to a gallon, and nothing else will. Everything else does low teens, tens. So I can drive back and forth to the shop with this thing, even with diesel being the price it is, it's still okay. So driving this now and enjoying it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna pull this back out so I can get my CDI out, and then I'll put this rubber mat. I'm trying to get it cleaned as well, so that it's I can use it for now in place of that carpet. Give that carpet a chance to dry, and then we'll work on this car as we move forward. I'm still waiting for the title for it. It's until I get the title, I can't get it registered. If I can't get it registered, I'm not going to drive it outside. But it seems to drive okay. I've driven it. I've had the engine running for a long time. It seems to do okay. So far, I think this car, with the parts car, is going to turn out well. You know, I think it's going to turn into a nice car. So thank you very much, and tune in next week. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.